In the month of March, the weather around here can do pretty much anything. It can be over 80 degrees, or it can be raining or snowing, or raining and snowing at the same time like it was doing Wednesday. In this video, I'll show you what's been going on outdoors, and then we'll go inside and I'll show you how the seedlings are doing and give you a list of the tomatoes that I'll be growing this year. The garlic that I planted last October is doing pretty well and is starting to green up quite a bit. I did a video on how I grow garlic, so if you're interested in knowing more about that, I'll put a link down below. I should be harvesting this garlic in the month of June. I planted some snap peas called Sugar Bond, and this is a low-growing, early maturing variety that I think will work very well in a container. Last year our sugar snap peas got well over 6 feet tall, so this year I'm looking forward to growing some peas that are a more manageable size. I don't have any green on the bananas so far, and when the nights are cold I cover them up and then uncover them the next day after it warms up. It's been warm enough recently that the spring flowers have started to bloom, including these pink hyacinths. The daffodils that we have scattered in various places around our yard are starting to bloom too. This is something that I thought new gardeners might be interested in seeing. It's spinach that survived 17 below zero temperatures. We also had some lettuce and some Swiss chard that was still alive in February before the really cold weather hit. There are quite a few things that are starting to come to life now, including this French sorrel. I've only seen signs of one of our 2 rhubarb plants so far. The fennel that the black swallowtails like to lay eggs on in our garden is also showing signs of life. This is the time of the year that we usually stop putting out seeds for our birds, but we still have some suet left that the woodpeckers are finishing off. Those of you who have been watching for a couple of years probably have seen this toilet that we use for a flower pot. It's worked out pretty well and we've enjoyed having it, but over the winter the tank developed a crack. So it's time for it to go. The Oreos start showing up around here about the 3rd week of April, so it won't be long and it'll be time to put our feeders out again. These are decorative feeders that I made, and I also have some that I purchased. If you're interested in seeing a video I did on how I made these feeders, I'll put a link to that video down below. In the last gardening update video, I let you know that I got a greenhouse for Christmas, and it was time to put it up. I wasn't sure how it would work, but on the calm days it worked out really well. I started putting plants in there, and they were doing pretty well, but as anyone who lives in our state knows, it gets windy here. Really windy. We had 3 days in a row when it was really windy with wind gusts to 35 or 40 miles per hour. I wasn't sure what was going to happen to that little greenhouse, so I moved the plants outside. And sure enough, the tie-down points started to fail. Using some Kansas engineering, I put some duct tape on it. One afternoon I looked outside and the greenhouse was gone. I looked over by the fence and it was on the neighbor's side of the fence. The only thing that kept it from going down the alley was that one tent peg that went in between the boards. Trying to get it back through a gate was like trying to fold up a parachute full of sticks in a hurricane. I officially retired the greenhouse until fall. The peppers and eggplants that we planted in our first tray are looking really good. As soon as we get some consistently warm weather, I'll start hardening these off. The second tray of peppers and eggplants is also doing very well. I'll be transplanting some of the larger ones into larger pots pretty soon. I also have our tomato plant started, and here's a list of the ones that I'm pretty sure I'll be growing this year. I've been known to change my mind, but this is the plan so far. I've done videos on the Beronia and the Tasmanian chocolate, so if you want to check those out, I'll put links to those down below. Here's a quick look at some tomatoes from last year. All of these tomatoes were from just 2 plants. 20 of them were from the Tasmanian chocolate and 4 from the Beronia. The 4 Baronia tomatoes have a slightly different color than the Tasmanian chocolates. If you saw the last gardening update, I mentioned that I had some crosses between a purple flash and an unknown pepper, and apparently one of the peppers on that plant crossed with a jigsaw that was growing nearby. So I guess you could say this little pepper plant is a double cross. Feel free to let us know what you're growing this year, and if you're just now finding this channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We'll see you next time.